Okay, good morning, everybody. Sorry about that little technical glitch. This is the webinar for the 2019 Request for Offers for Long-Term Renewables with a commercial operation date of 2020 and 2021. I'm Jean Solé, the Deputy Director of Power Resources for San Jose Clean Energy. I have with me Phil Cornish, who works on my team, and we are delighted to have you all on the line. So the agenda for today's call will be, first, we're going to give you a little bit of an overview of the San Jose Clean Energy Program. We'll give you a small overview of the webinar. We'll give you an overview of the RFO. We'll talk about the requirements and evaluation. We'll talk about offer submittal, and we will have a question and answer session. Just so you know, this webinar is set up so that your questions have to be in writing. You can put questions in on the way, but we will answer the questions at the end unless something comes up that clearly demonstrates that people just need something clarified. So just a little overview about San Jose. San Jose Clean Energy is the City of San Jose's Community Choice Energy Program. San Jose is a program of the Enterprise Department of Community Energy within the City of San Jose. We provide cleaner and greener electricity at lower rates than the incumbent investor-owned utility PG&E. And this RFO seeks offers for long-term renewable generating resources that qualify as Portfolio Content Category 1 or PCC1 in California with a commercial operation date of 2020 or 2021. We are not entertaining offers for storage in this particular RFO, although it's always a benefit if your project could accommodate storage in the future. We are planning to release a solicitation for long-term PCC1 with CODs further out in the future. And in that RFO, we intend to consider proposals for storage. So just so you know, this webinar is being recorded and it will be posted on our website. All participants will be muted during the webinar. Only written questions will be accepted and responded to. We will read your question to the group and then answer it to the best of our ability. If we're not able to answer at the time, we will provide an answer later. You can submit a question anytime, though we may not answer until the question and answer period. And a running log of the questions and any questions that we receive offline will be posted to our website so that everybody can see the questions and answers. Just so you know, a few disclaimers. By participating in San Jose Clean Energy's RFO process, our participant acknowledges that it has read, understands, and agrees to the terms and conditions set forth in the RFO instructions, including all attachments. We reserve the right to reject any offer that does not comply with the requirements. We may, in our sole discretion and without notice, modify, suspend, or terminate the RFO without liability to any organization or individual. The RFO does not constitute an offer to buy or create an obligation for SJC to enter into an agreement with any party, and we shall not be bound by the terms of any offer until we have entered into a fully executed agreement. And just so you know, should there be any discrepancies between the RFO documents, the statements made during the webinar, or the term sheet that we attach to the RFO documents, the term sheet will control. So a little overview of the RFO. Just in terms of the timeline, we released the RFO on May 16th. We amended that RFO on May 22nd. We asked for your questions by May 23rd, by 5 p.m., that's today. We intend to post answers by noon tomorrow, and the offers are due on May 30th at 5 p.m. We hope to do a pretty quick turnaround on those offers and notify participants a week later on June 6th. So a little bit about the product we're requesting. We're requesting a PPA to purchase renewable energy from PCC1 eligible renewable resources and all associated products such as resource adequacy. All the projects must have a COD of 2020 or 2021. As I mentioned previously, we will do a further solicitation for projects with later CODs in June. We are not requesting storage in this RFO, but we do appreciate the possibility of siting storage at a location. PPAs must be for a minimum of 10 years, and we will consider favorably projects that include a bridge contract for PCC1 energy until the project is delivering. This particular RFO, we're focusing on trying to get as much renewable energy as we can as soon as possible. And so a bridge product to get us to when your project gets started is very welcome. And we would prefer full deliverability, but we will consider energy-only proposals. Of course, we will have to take into account that we would not get any RA value from those agreements. So eligibility criteria. The renewable technology must qualify as PCC1 and so must the project. It must be located within the WECC. We have to have a minimum generating capacity of 10 megawatts, a maximum annual output of 1 million megawatt hours. The project should comply with prevailing wage laws. You should have a phase 2 interconnection study or an interconnection agreement, and site control is required. And I think all of those things in any event would probably have to be there in order for you to do a 2020-2021 COD. So pricing, we're asking you to submit prices at the P node and the NP15 hub. We will compare those offers and decide which we would prefer. The energy price should include all the attributes of the project, including the energy commodity, the renewable energy credits, and any other environmental attributes, the capacity attributes, if the project has any, and all transmission charges to the delivery point. We are not accepting escalated pricing. We want a fixed price for the term of the agreement. That'll make it easier for us to compare projects apples to apples. And we are offering to be the scheduling coordinator, but if it is important for the seller to be the scheduling coordinator, we will entertain that. But any scheduling fees need to be broken out separately so we can do an apples to apples comparison. And we request sellers to itemize the cost impact, if any, of the curtailment cap on the PPA price so that we can take that into account in our negotiations. So a little bit about requirements and evaluation. In terms of the submission requirements, offers are due on Thursday, May 30th by 5 p.m. Pacific time. We will only accept electronic submittals via email. Participants may submit multiple projects and may submit variations on each project, but please be very clear about the different projects. And a project variation may include, for example, different size offers from the same generating facility, different commercial operation dates, but of course the commercial operation dates must all be either in 2020 or in 2021. The required documents for each proposal, the material terms with reference to SJCE's term sheet. Initially, we had wanted you to mark it up, but we recognize that we're not giving you a lot of time, and so we are asking you to please note any key terms that you would want modified from our term sheet. You don't need to give us a markup, but you need to let us know whether there are any items on our term sheet that are problematic that you would propose to do a different way, and just generally what that different way is. We need an offer form from you, which includes a generation profile. We need a milestone schedule. And if applicable, we need the local and/or small business form, just a little bit on that. That is required by the city. You get extra points if your office is located in Santa Clara County. And you may get additional points if you're a small business under 35 people, but you can only get that small business credit if you're also local. Okay, required documents for each bidder. So we would like a cover letter describing the offers, including if there are relationships among the offers, how many offers there are, any relationships among the offers, if multiple projects are submitted, if multiple offers are presented for the same project, and the name of your parent company. This will help us understand your projects better. We would like a document describing the roles, experience, and qualifications of all the project team members. We would like to see an organizational chart, and we'd like a description of your financial strength. Again, we're trying to keep it simple. We know we didn't give you a lot of time, so we're just trying to get basic information. So our evaluation criteria were included in the RFP. The first, as you might expect, the first criteria is value. So we're looking at the value of the energy, the attributes, the capacity, and we will compare that against your price. We're also very concerned about project viability. So that's why we're giving a fair amount of value to project viability and project team experience. It could be a very valuable project, but if it's not going to come to fruition, that doesn't really help us. We will give 5 points to environmental impacts and related mitigation requirements. We will consider the modifications to the PPA term sheet. So that's, terms that you cannot agree to. We will expect when we enter into negotiations that you will have appraised us of items in the term sheet that you require changes to, so that we can value all projects appropriately and fairly. We're giving 5 points for clarity and thoroughness. And then, as I explained before, there's a local business enterprise adder, and there's also a small business enterprise adder for projects in Santa Clara County. Okay.
Okay, so this is Phil. We do have some questions. Just wanted to clarify one thing John just said. The local and small, that's for your office being in Santa Clara County, not the project. So just keep that in mind. And again, you can't get small unless you get the local. So the first question is, will COD of 2020 be viewed favorably versus 2021, assuming no bridge?
Yes.
Second question, will San Jose Clean Energy consider projects with a 2022 COD and a 2020 or 2021 PCC1 bridge?
Not in this solicitation. This solicitation is for projects that can be in service for 2020 and 2021. We will be issuing a subsequent solicitation for projects that are gonna come online later, and we certainly will appreciate an offer of a bridge product in that solicitation.
Okay, third question, what would San Jose Clean Energy like bidders to include on the milestone schedule?
I believe that the milestone schedule has the milestones that we would like identified. Isn't that right, Phil?
I can't remember this specifically, so this might be a question where I go research and post a better response tomorrow.
Okay, we'll do that then.
So far, this is the last question. If anyone else wants to submit one, do that pretty quick. Otherwise, we might be nearing the end here. What documents will be accepted for demonstrating financials?
So at the moment, again, giving the very short turnaround time, we are asking you to describe the financial strength of your company. We will ask people to provide financial, I believe it's income statements. I'll post a list. We'll post a list of the documents that you will need to provide if you're shortlisted. But we're trying to keep this very simple. Just describe your financial strength. And then if you're shortlisted, you will have to provide financial information, and we will tell you exactly which documents we'll need in response to this question tomorrow.
All right, we did get a few more questions. Would San Jose Clean Energy be open to an offtake agreement from already existing RPS PPA, or instead is San Jose Clean Energy looking to contract for only an RPS PPA directly?
I'm not sure I understood the distinction. If the distinction is, would we contract with an existing RPS project? And the answer to that is yes. Our preference in that case might be for a shorter agreement, since that should be possible. Of course, the agreement has to be 10 years. And if it's an attractive price, we might be just as interested in a longer term. But yes, we will consider existing projects.
The next question is, how will San Jose Clean Energy validate project viability?
We'll look at the standard factors. We'll look at the technology and see, how proven it is. We'll look at the status of the project in terms of its development, such as site control, interconnection, EPC contract, environmental permitting. So basically the standard factors that go into project viability.
And this will be the last question unless any more pop in. Can projects smaller than 10 megawatts be aggregated for a 10 megawatt offer? For example, would 2 5-megawatt projects at different sites aggregated to 10 megawatts be eligible?
We could consider that, provided that it's just one PPA.
All right, we don't have any more questions. We can just pause for like 10 seconds maybe to see if any more pop in. You're welcome to submit additional questions to that email address on that last slide, phil.cornish, that's me. Anything you send us will be logged and answered for all to see. And I think that's going to be the end of the webinar, because I don't see any other questions popping in. Do you have anything else you want to say, Jean?
No, I do want to make one clarification that I should have made up front. Pursuant to city requirements, Phil is the designated contact for this RFP. So if you have any questions, you can follow up with Phil. We are not going to be answering any questions orally. So if you have questions, please put them in writing so that Phil can, write them down and give you an answer and make the answers available to everybody. We really appreciate you all participating in our webinar, and we're very much looking forward to receiving your offers and reviewing your offers and hopefully doing business. So thank you very much.
Bye, everybody.